Hello Libra, welcome to your mid-September general reading. Thank you so much for joining me. My name's Michelle and this is Gypsy Insights. Libra, I got interrupted in your previous reading, so I've had to kind of start from scratch, if you will, so I apologize for that. But it's the same cards, so it will be the same message. All right, Libra, what I got for you before I came online was an energy of relationships. Changing how you perceive relationships. So let's see where this is going, guys. Quick shout out before I get started here. I do have my Etsy store open for personal readings, so if you'd like one, check me out. The link is down below. Okay, let's get started. Libra, your spirit animal is the raccoon. Now, the raccoon is a very wily animal. It is the inventor. So what it is that you want, once you decide what you want, you have the inventiveness to claim it, right? And you can do it without trickery or games. I just got that in my head. That will be a message for some of my Librans. You can get what you want without trickery or games. Yeah. We do have this Five of Wands energy. Now, what I'm picking up around that is conflict in relationships in your past. For some of you, you're looking at your relationships that you've had and you think, gosh, they've just been one thing after another. There's no peace there. So for a lot of you Librans, you've prioritized your own peace. Why? Because of, you've had a lot of drama and conflict. You've had a lot of battles. You've had a lot of relationships that were toxic in nature, but that's past energy. Right now, I see you more as this Four of Pentacles, which is someone who holds back when it comes to love. Why? Because you don't want to repeat a past cycle where there's drama, conflict every day, at each other's throats. You definitely don't want to do that. You want to move on to a peaceful, calmer journey, something that feels a lot more harmonious in your life. So I do get relationships have been quite tortured for you in the past, Libra. And some of you have even, beaten yourselves up about how you've behaved or how, it could have been anything. But I feel like it's whatever has kept you up at night thinking about past relationships. It's that thing, and it feels rather it's like torturing yourself with something. And for some of you, you've even kind of isolated yourself here. I do have the Hermit card. Isolated yourself because you feel like you're not... I'm picking up some sort of energy of beating yourself up and torturing yourself. No, I mean, not physically, but mentally over the past. And for some of you, you thought, just being single is easier. It's just easier. But I think deep down, you really do want change in your life. You really do want that. Now, this Two of Pentacles. I do feel that you're weighing things up. This is near future energy. It's probably happening right now, actually. You've been holding back on making a choice, making a decision. Which way do you go? There's a lot of conflict in your own mind about what it is that you want. So number one thing that you have to do is decide on what it is that you really want. Do you want a relationship or do you not? It sounds pretty simple, but for you it's not so simple, because you've had toxic relationships in the past, and you want a loving relationship, you want a peaceful relationship, but you don't want a relationship that's full of conflict. And when it comes to making a choice, I think you have to see the pattern. I don't think that you want to block out is love, but what you want to block out is the toxic energy. For some of my Librans, you've been attracted to people that were toxic in the past, and there may even be someone around you here. They're coming up as the Queen of Cups in the reverse. Quite an insecure person, emotionally dramatic. I get someone who seeks a lot of attention through having like emotional episodes, like a lot of ups and downs emotionally. So we've got that person here. They could be a water sign, but I'm not really getting it as a sign. I just feel like it's their emotion. They're emotional. They don't have a lot of emotional regulation. There's not a lot of peace within that person. They're a rather tortured individual. For some of you, you have made a choice to be with someone, and you had a choice between someone who was quite confident. I've got them here as more of a fiery energy, very attractive, passionate person. But I feel that this one comes across, this Queen of Cups in reverse. Could be male or female, by the way. Don't get caught up on the gender. This is a general reading, but I feel like this person comes across as sweet, kind, compassionate, but very, very needy. It's more like that's part of their persona, a mask that they wear to the outside world, Libra. This person is whoever they are. I mean, that's someone who is very authentic, confident but not dominating. Someone who is a seeker, who leads with confidence. This one here is not. I feel that this is the person that you're having conflict with, but you're now moving away from. Or Spirit is leading you away from that person. Why? Because I think it's more of the same of what you've had in the past. I feel like Spirit's guiding you to break a cycle here. We've got the Nine of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Tower. To break a cycle of choosing relationships or choosing people who are toxic. I think what's torturing you here is a choice. It may be that you've made a choice to be with someone here, and you've come to realize, this person's just more of the same. I don't want to deal with that. And for some of you, you go backwards and forwards between these two choices. That Two of Pentacles there. Which choice? Because on some level, deep down, there's something there that where you have this unhealed trauma, where you feel attracted to people who are toxic, and it becomes like an abusive cycle. You don't get what you need, which is a peaceful relationship. You want to move on to a calmer energy, away from this toxic kind of energy. So you're taking some time to isolate yourself here and really think through whether I just get you keep going backwards and forwards. It's kind of frustrating me as a reader, because I feel the block. it feels very much like you're blocked. You're blocking out the truth. Like you keep trying to make it work with this person, but it's never going to work because it's a pattern. And you keep blocking out this person, although they don't go away. There's still something there that tortures you about this person. And I'm getting, for some of you, right at the beginning, Libra, I did get that energy of making a choice, but somebody played tricks here. And there's something here that you can't do. You can't manipulate someone. I don't feel that this person can be played with. That's not someone that you should play tricks with. There seems to be somebody here who would fall for that. Maybe it's you, Libra. It could be you that's trying to... I don't know why I keep getting this trickery energy. Playing tricks. It didn't work. And needing to think, okay, well, playing tricks and being manipulative doesn't work. Not if you want a peaceful relationship, guys. I mean, I don't know if it was somebody doing that to you or you were doing that. Maybe both of you were playing games, but I feel like this is an energy that's going into the past. You're not going to find peace and a healthy, harmonious relationship if it starts with games and trickery. There's games and trickery with this, whether that's you or somebody else. So what are you going to resort to here? Because I do feel like there's been some sort of negative judgment about this person. And for some of you, you regret that. You regret making some sort of negative judgment. Maybe you were influenced by people around you who were... I get people not being kind to this person. Shame being put on that person. But I feel like there's a little bit of guilt, Libra, about that. I don't know, I just get a bunch of people here who didn't have your best interests at heart. They didn't have this person's best interests at heart either. A lot of conflict, shame, judgment, negative judgment about this person. And you feel bad about that. People were playing games. And this person was a pawn in this game. I feel for some of you, this person hasn't been treated well. It may have been from you, I don't know. This person hasn't been treated well. You want to go in, you want to... There's a sudden recognition. It feels like an awakening, guys. It feels like awakening to the truth about something that was toxic. And it's almost like you've had to free yourself of a group of people around you in order to see the path ahead more plainly. It's complicated reading, guys, because this is something that involves a lot of shame and guilt for being unkind, for treating someone badly, for tricking someone. Some of you have been juggling this person. And there's guilt and shame about that. Let's see, I want to take another look at this Seven of Pentacles, because I feel like you're coming to a point now where you're thinking, okay, well, I need to change up something in my life. If I truly want a harmonious relationship, I need to make a change. You know, because some of you Librans have been in this kind of weird energy of, well, if something's peaceful, then it's not challenging, or it's not worth something. Well, you're going to have to let go of something here that feels toxic in order to achieve a peaceful, harmonious relationship. But some of you don't want to let that go, because it gives you something. What does it give you? Let's see. What does that energy give you? For some of you, it's like a religious, this torturing kind of energy, beating yourself up over being unkind, and judging someone perhaps because they were different than you, misjudging someone because they were not your same kind of person as you, not the same religion, faith, creed, color, nationality, whatever. This is kind of like guilt, isn't it? Religious guilt. Some religions do put guilt on. They really do try to hammer it home to make people feel guilty, which I personally feel is toxic and abusive. For some of you, that abusive relationship is with your religion. A lot of religions, I don't want to get too deep into this, but most of you are aware they do cause us to look at people who have different views as needing to judge them unfairly. That's. I think that's something here that you really need to look at, Libra. Is if someone being different than you has caused you to be judgmental, unkind, or treat them in some sort of way, then there's a really a need here to kind of conquer that. Interesting. I mean, that's opening up a can of worms, is it not? But that's what Spirit is coming through with. The Hermit here, I feel, is you retreating to think this through. I feel that's when you're going to come to this kind of tortured kind of energy of, wow, I really did treat that person badly. Yeah. I think that you're going to find peace with this person. I do see you being able to let go of some past attachments here that were toxic in nature. including toxic relationship with an institution like a religion that keeps you, that makes you judgmental of people who are different in some capacity. And for some of you, you're realizing that, hang on a minute, I've always chosen people that were like me or had the same religion as me or believed in some sort of doctrine. I think you've been very dogmatic and stuck with, people who are like you. But that hasn't caused you peace. That hasn't brought you peace. It hasn't brought you harmony. And now you're confronted with this energy of someone who's quite different, and you're thinking, well, I have to judge them. I have to shut them out. I have to close off. Why? Because they're not the same faith or they're not the same religion. But this person could actually bring you peace. So I think with this Eagle Mastery card, this is you being able to let go of the past. Find wisdom. And it feels like a wisdom that's it's like having an awakened spirit, being on a spiritual journey, awakening to restrictions that have been placed on you in the past. Having a connection with a religion that's caused you pain. And again, won't be for everyone. For some of you, this is not indicative of that doctrine or that dogma. It is people around you. People. Being in conflict with people around you. Yeah. Quite a deep reading here, guys. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Sweet. Life wants you to have something sweet. It does. So enough with this conflict. Treating people who have been kind to you. I feel this person was kind to you, very sweet to you. But I feel that you were harsh, judgmental, didn't treat them well. Meanwhile, you treated this person who was highly manipulative very well. But that person was the same as you, same religion, background, socioeconomic status, whatever. And yeah, you treated this person badly. But I think that this is not sitting well with you. There has been some sort of manipulation here. I want to see more about this Queen of Cups in reverse. I feel they're toxic. It's a toxic person. Yeah. 3 of Swords. It's a toxic person. They could have been a third party. I'm going to have to leave it there, guys, because, I mean, this is a rabbit hole. It's something that's weighing heavily on your mind. Mid-month, September. There's somebody here who's toxic that seems to be around you. That's a very painful situation, but it's something that you're used to. Meanwhile, I feel you have somebody else around you that seems to be attached to this 6 of Swords, which would lead you to something that feels more peaceful, more balanced, more equitable. But you feel like you have to go for this other one because they seem to be more challenging. They're manipulating you in some way. Guys, I think you have to really isolate yourself, perhaps from both of these people, and really think about what's worth it here. Spirit's trying to guide you in a different direction than what you've been down in the past. They want you to have harmony and peace and sweetness in your life. They don't want you to have constant conflict, drama, battles. They don't want you to have that. So I think you have to find peace with being able to let go of your past and letting go of this judgmental energy as well, because I feel that this person is different in some capacity. They're not your usual type. So I'm going to leave it there, Libra. Wish you all the very best. If you'd like a personal reading, you can email me, gypsyinsights@gmail.com, or you can go to my Etsy store. The link for that is down below in the descriptions box. Please do press that thumbs up button. It's super important for my channel, guys. I thank you so much for your support and love. Right back at you. And please do subscribe. I'm trying to get back up, my subscribers back up. YouTube doesn't do me any favors, guys. It keeps culling my subscribers like nothing. So in order to stay up in the black, I really do need you guys to subscribe. So please do that. I'd love it if you would let other people know where to find me as well. Please take care, Libra, and bye for now.